All right, what's up, guys? This is Ark here. Welcome to devlog number 3 for Limina. Um, LimBox got renamed to Limina recently. I just didn't really like the how do you say it, the creative decision for that. I felt like it was too similar to Sandbox, and I kind of wanted the game to be have like its own identity. Uh, for like namesake wise. So I renamed it to Limina. Um, let's just hop right in and I can get you guys up to speed with some changes. So boom, thing again. Here we are in the main menu. You're immediately going to notice that some things are changed. So first of all, the logo. I redid the logo. I added this whole scene here for the menu. It's pretty basic right now. I just kind of wanted to slap something in as like a prototype scene. Um, I'm hoping eventually I'll be able to make it so that I can have like the camera maybe move in the scene, so it seems like more I can uh, experiment with like a dynamic main menu screens. And so what I'm trying to do right now is set that up like you see here. Compared to last time, you'll also see here that there's a load game. It's just like a save system in the game now. So it's really basic, but when you're in the game and you exit and save, what it does, it'll save. Let's just enter the game here real quick. So new game, it's loading us in. Boom, now we're in the map. Okay. And then there is a basic save and load system. So if I exit and save, and I launch the game again, boom, and we go to load the game, it will put us in the same exact area. Just to make sure that's 100% good, we'll do that again. Boom. Now we've saved. So that's like a little thing that I added in the future, because I want people to be able to save their progress in the game. So let's say, for example, you were out with some, you joined the game with some buddies, and then you wanted to, you progressed to another level, and you wanted to continue kind of like by yourself for the first part. And then you're in another level, and then someone else can join you during that level. And then, so it's basically like a checkpoint-ish system where if like they join you through through your save. So if you were saved in a different scene, then that will be loaded in another scene. And then anybody who joins you will be able to join that specific scene or level, and then they'll be able to help basically play it through already. So I'm going to make it so that if it's not the first level, they're automatically going to be given a walkie-talkie where they can talk to the other player if they have another walkie-talkie. But that's talking about the future. Let's actually see what we changed here. So let's go ahead and exit and save again when let's launch the game. I also made it so you can right click to save, boom, save deleted, and then it no longer shows up. So if I try to load a game, there's no save game. And then, yeah. So we're going to launch a new game. Here we are in the new map, or the updated map, rather. Couple of things you're going to notice is the new inventory. I changed up the inventory a little bit, so now it will update the amount of items you have based on how many weapons are in your actual inventory. So right now you only have 3. There's only 3 available. There's the hands, which is just like the default, and then there's the flashlight, which is just a basic way of being able to see around the dark areas of the map. And then we have camera, obviously, which is the same as the walker. It's unchanged. And so, yeah, pretty basic, but that's just a cool like little change that we added. Second is the inclusion of different entities in the map. So we currently have a light guide, and then we currently have a hostile version of the entity that is able to do its own basic stuff. So this particular entity is a light guide. It's supposed to, well, guide you through different areas of the map where you can basically be led by the guide to show you areas that you haven't seen before, or lead you to secrets that you know is in the vicinity of the light guide. So it's a very mysterious mechanic, but I think it would be good to note that that's how this works. So boom, it leads here, and then it'll just go back to a wandering state after it reaches a certain waypoint, and then it'll just do it like its like own thing. So what I'm planning to do here is that when it reaches its destination, it will do like a little animation, and it'll just disappear. It'll just like no clip out of the map, and then that's it. So I'm kind of experimenting with that a little bit. Another thing is I've included a thing in the map called procedural areas. So procedural areas are like little dynamic areas of the map that will be different every single time you play or load the level. So for example, this area is the Deja Vu Zone. It's basically just a bunch of different wall fragments that have been resized and scaled to match the like the area. So it just spawns a bunch of these, resizes them, places them within a certain area, and yeah, that's what it does. And so the same technology, or let's say the same method used to spawn these, are also the same method used for, well, I'm gonna have to change this, but it's also the same method for the let's see, the light. They're also the same method for the lights. So the lights, they were also spawned using a grid placer tool, and recently I've made it so that the grid is a little bit different, and the certain things are toggleable, but it allows me to just basically spawn procedural areas in the map. Here pretty soon I'm going to be able to refine it more to see if I can get any more functionality out of the grid placer itself. So I can almost treat the grid placer as like a tile in the world, and then when it comes around to bigger portions of the map that need more bigger procedural areas, I can do it effectively within tiles rather than just one area. Right now, how it's done, how it works, is that we have a box, and then everything inside of the box and inside the bounding area of that box has a grid amount. Okay, and then you basically set up the randomness of the sizing and the placement of whatever you're trying to spawn in, and from there, when you come into the world, it'll async batch load all of the objects based on the complexity of the object. I can adjust how much is loaded per batch, so that more will be loaded over time rather than hitching and causing problems. I'm hoping to use it sparingly, because when you're actually in the map, you can see the pop-in a little bit. So I have to be careful on where to use it. It's not really usable for just loading stuff in randomly, because I don't think the pop-in is very... I don't think the pop-in's a little jarring, and so I don't want to break the immersion by just doing that. Okay, so next change is obviously this another entity AI. It's just like a very spooky guy, spooky little smiler guy. He's doing his thing, don't worry about it. I added back the little desk that was in the developer box, and I just took a screenshot next to it. Whoops. And still, it's the same. Nothing's changed. And yeah, so now we have Maxwell here. So here's another thing I added, which was object manipulation. So when you have a held object, you can scroll in and out to make it go farther and go and get closer based on your interaction range. So how long you are away from interacting with a object. It's kind of far. I'll fine tune it, but this is just for like testing, so I can do that. And then if you hold R, you can now rotate the object. So when you rotate the object, it's kind of janky right now. I'll have to adjust it because there's not any like, clamping on some of the movement for the mouse, but you can rotate. So there you go. Now we can move Maxwell here back to a normal state if I can. Again, it's kind of funky, but I'm hoping to get it figured out as much as I can. There we go. There you go, Maxwell. Okay. Next is like this little area right here. Probably seen it when I came in. If we stay here and wait for a second, you're going to hear and see flickering. I added flickering lights. You'll see. I kind of wanted to capture the like fluorescent feel a little bit of how I want to portray the world. This is kind of like the detail I kind of want to get into for like how far I'm willing to go. I realize doing this all the time is going to be a little expensive because the way it's calculating it is it's calculating it like every frame, and so I'm going to have to do a little bit more performance considerations and stuff before that. But so one thing I actually want to add to the game is these mechanics. So you see this box here, you can like jump on top of it. Well, this box here, it can be used to move around, but also because you can jump on top of it. If you're familiar with Half-Life and their mechanics, you'll be able to get on top. Pretty easy. So just keep that in mind for that, and then you'll be able to use this mechanic and like these objects to get to places you wouldn't normally be able to get to, and to find secrets in the world that you can find out. Your first hint to the first secret is in this area. There you go. First secret. If you can find it, let me know. Second is the no clipping mechanic. So I added a no clipping mechanic to the world, and so what happens is you'll be able to find certain areas in certain like walls you'll be able to walk into, or maybe certain parts of the map that you can fall into, and those would basically be your no clipping. And what that means is that not only it presents hazards, but it also presents you a way to get around the map, depending on if you find it or not. So I kind of want to make it like more RNG, whether you find it or not, or maybe the guide, a light guide that you can find can lead you to it. So we're at the spooky red light here, just as like an indicator. Is like, hey, there's something here, right? If we walk into it, oh no, we got teleported. Not a good thing. So here we are. We are in the second area of level 0, and it's basically just like a little room with some holes, and then it's got some lights. One thing to note for this area is these are actual hazards. If you fall in, you die. So, like so. Oof, I died. These are hazards. So, I kind of want to make it so, like, for now, it doesn't really reset you, but it does set you back to where you came in at. So I think it's pretty useful for now to have that in, but it just gives you an example of like how I want to approach that specific mechanic. So there's that. The map itself is a little bit bland, I will say so. Mapping is not my strong suit. I've been trying to find a way to make it work, and it's just been a little difficult. But however, I am hoping I can just like make something into it that is better, you know. Right now, I would love some mappers, people who know how to map. it would be really great. And then I would be able to give you some tools and some like tips and stuff on how to do that. Just keep in mind that if you do actually want to help me map for this game for liminal spaces and stuff, like it's like your type of thing, let me know, please, because I can add the map uh, to the game, and then I can um, reference your map package in Sandbox, and then you can get a certain percentage of the play fund that comes through. I'm currently offering 10% of the play area per map. So if you make all the maps, like let's say you make 5 maps, you'll get 50% of it. If you make 10 maps, you may get 100%. I'm thinking I might cap it out at 50 though. So like if you make not me, but the game 5 maps, I will be willing to give you something for it. The maps are the majority of the game. So I just need some help on expanding more on that. So if you can do that, if you're really good at mapping and you know how to use Scene Hammer, or maybe even just Hammer in general, and you want to include a map into my game and for a percentage of the play fund that I get from the game, that would be wonderful. Anyways, there's not too much more to report here. A lot of this is again still like a bunch of organization, um, and just getting things kind of like refined down to how I want it to be implemented into the game. So I'm currently experimenting with like future things I want to add to it. I still have some surprises in store for that. Um, and yeah, I'm hoping you come around and you check out the game. And reminder that with the new play system is the more you play my game, the more I get helped. You help me by paying me through the pay fund. So I would really appreciate it if you wanted to once in a while and you do actually like this type of game, just give it a play once in a while. You're not gonna find a lot from it, but as I keep adding more stuff to it, you'll find it to be a pleasantful experience, and it just helps me out to keep me going to uh, expand more on it. Anyways, I appreciate it, guys, and until the next devlog, peace out.